Yo, what is going on YouTube? It is your boy J Man. And look, y'all, today I'm coming back with y'all today with another video. Now, look, before we do anything, appreciate all y'all for love and support. We still on the road to 5K subs. So I need to make sure I hit that like, subscribe button for your boy J Mid, Glove Motion, all 2025. Let's get to it. Okay, so recently in my DMs, I've been seeing a lot of people saying, yo, J Mid, you should go back to 2K24 gang and things like that. And let me tell y'all why y'all need to stop doing that, okay? Now, obviously, y'all can message me, have discussions, things like that. But the reasons to why I'm gonna explain to you guys why you guys need to stop going back to previous 2K, especially a 2K that you didn't like, right? Um, but before I even do that, I want to show you guys something because July 11th, 2024, I dropped a video. Now, the reason why I'm showing this is because people like to go back and watch old footage and instead of providing with facts. Now, July 11th, 2024, right? I dropped a video. I said, don't let NBA 2K25 trick you. It was a rant. It was a long rant video. You know the vibes, right? But basically, in this video, my mind was made up. I didn't want to play 2K25. I didn't want to be a part of 2K25. Then comes August 9th, 7 a.m. in the morning. My day one hits me up, right? Just showing y'all the facts before we get to the video. My day one hits me up and says, yo, basically, I could tell you guys know how like people that and it's like you looking at somebody you don't have to communicate. You can look at them, you can tell them what they're trying to say to you. My day one sends me this, and mind you, we haven't played the game since like I said, since like 19, like how we used to play, like I'm talking about all day. And when I mean like my day when I'm talking about I've been playing the game with this guy since like PS3 days, elementary days, right? So like we are like brothers for real. You know what I'm saying? So he hits me up and sends this. He's like, yo, this look nice, right? So I try to explain to him, and before all of this, I had people when I made this video right here, I had people saying like, is it because you don't want to, you don't want to buy it or something like that? So then you have people trying to offer me 2K25 for free and things like that, right? But back to this. So I try to explain to my deal, and I'm like, yo, you got to play the game. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's not online. I'm saying I'll most likely be on to test it out. I don't think the game will last. This was said August 9th, right? Then, like I said, I could tell that he wanted to play. So me being a day, like, we like brothers, I'm not gonna, get out my messages and, I don't care if you want to. I'm not a type of person, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, we've been playing the game since PS3 days, bro. You know what I'm saying? Elementary type ish, you know what I'm saying? So look, I said they better have fixed some servers. Hey, check my recent Twitter post. It's official, gang. Let's run it up. He says, yes, sir. I got you, fam. Now, if this game is bad, you can talk all the ish you want. I said, hey, bet. He said, he should show these motherfuckers how to ball. Got to think of a good build now. Now, here we are, right? I played 2K25 for season one and season two, and we got a recap of the game. We know how bad the game was. We know how much inferior the game was. Now, to you guys, let me explain to you guys right now why, right? You guys need to stop going back to 2K24. Now, the reason why, the way I explain this, you have to listen to me instead of just going in the comment section saying, oh, bro, we just want to have fun. Like, you just mad. Like, listen to what I'm saying. Because this is more than just you trying to have fun. This is something called like being real. You know what I'm saying? So I look at the dev team, right? We all know how the dev team they disappear every single year and things like that, and they're nowhere to be found. Well, a lot of y'all that are going back to NBA 2K24, best believe these Twitter spaces will be starting back up soon. And I'm talking about when it comes to talk about 2K because 2K25 is basically almost over. Okay, I'm pretty sure there's what two more seasons because there's not 9 seasons. I'm pretty sure there's only 8 seasons. If you're currently in season 6, if I'm correct, I'm pretty sure 2K25 is almost over. So all of y'all that are going back to the previous 2K and wondering, yo, Jimmy, why you not going back to 2K24? I told y'all this. 2K24 was my worst experience. If you guys want to know why, if you're new to the channel, if you want to recap why it was my worst experience, it's because A, they kept touching the game, and B, their direction of the game became obvious of trying to get you to spend your money. You want an example of that, right? You could be on the build season. Remember when the game first came out? Remember when 2K24 first came out and everybody was like, oh, you got to figure the game out? You learned your shot cue and things like that. All of a sudden, the next season, you're missing. You can't shoot. You can't be consistent. Come to find out, the devs, aka Mike Wang, touched the shot cues without letting the community know. We had to find out because Iggy Mo was streaming and Mike Wang was in his chat saying they some with the shot cues, but they didn't tell the community. So meaning what they wanted to do was, yo, your build can play season one, but season two, we're gonna touch the shot cues. So when you're missing shots, instead of you trying to, figure out why you're missing, we touch shooting with a shot cue or something like that. So where now you should go make another build. And what does that involve? Ladies and gentlemen, spending money. Right. So therefore, and like I said, you had the randoms. It just was my worst overall experience I've ever had on a 2K game. Right. Obviously, 25 is worse than 24. So obviously, 25 is the worst. Right. But my whole point is, if I had the worst experience with 2K24, why would I go back to 2K24? Right? I know you guys are saying like, bro, but it's way better than 25. I want y'all to understand this. When I make my rant videos, I told y'all I want to take steps forward and not steps backwards, right? And I feel like what a lot of y'all are doing is when you're going back to a 2K, any 2K that involves pro play, right? I feel that you guys are basically telling the devs that, hey, this works for us. I told y'all, I don't like pro play. Ever since they introduced it, I was not a fan of it. I was trying to figure out what they were doing. But I'm not a fan of pro play and movement that they're doing when it comes to gameplay, right? So I'm not going to go back to a 2K24 and sit there and say, oh man, this game fun, this game good, right? That's just that. You want to know what that tells me? That's just how bad 25 is, right? 25 is a terrible, that's why I called it a failed product. 24 was a failed product. Don't make me put up the comments to where I was when I was making my rants. A lot of y'all was in the comments saying, yeah, 24 is terrible, right? Now all of a sudden you go back to it, now it's good. Like, and I'm not saying y'all are saying it's a good game. What I'm saying is I feel like the devs are going to try to use y'all going back to the game against y'all. They're gonna say, well, you guys were saying 24 was bad, but y'all went back to it. Why'd you go back to it? Now they got y'all in the headlock. See what I'm saying? Like, bro, y'all got some of y'all got to stand on business, bro. Right? Y'all got to. Okay. I told y'all there's no need for me to go back to 2K24. That's not taking steps forward. Okay. And like I said, when these Twitter spaces come back up, because like I said, 2K25 is almost over. You know what I'm saying? When these spaces start to come back up, and if these devs tend to make a return and they start speaking in these spaces, which I feel like is going to happen, right? Because 2K25 is at an all-time low right now. It's that bad, right? So I feel like the devs are not only going to be around, they're going to be talking in these spaces. What I'm getting. I'm hoping they do, right? Which it probably won't last because you might have somebody they tend to get on there and run them off and we got to be so-called professional, but, this is to a community, right? Which rightfully so, they have a right to be frustrated because the devs just disappearing every single year does nothing to help fix this community, nor this game, or the gameplay, or person, what is the word I'm looking for? The experience that you're looking for. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I was looking for. So like I said, I feel like when you guys are going back to 2K24 or 2K23, the devs are going to say y'all went back to these. Y'all can't say that these were bad games, right? And you went back to them. I understand some of y'all love basketball and you just want to have fun. You want to get back to having fun. If that's the case, right? Then like I told y'all, use your voice. But don't just try to go back to the previous, like a 2K24 or 2K23, which I'm pretty sure the 23 server's not even up, and try to say, man, 24 was good. Like, I don't know what 2K did. 24 was not good. It was not. Okay, it was terrible. It was inconsistent. It was bad. 25 is worse. So like I said, I want y'all to think about what I'm saying, bro. I'm not saying, you can't have fun on the game. I'm not saying you, like, because that's what y'all can say, like, bro, I only play 24 because I want to have fun. But let's get this narrative straight, right? You're playing 24 because 25 is that bad. You see what I'm saying? That's why some of y'all are playing. Y'all went back to 2K24 because that's how bad 25 is. I can assure you, if the 2K18 servers went up right now, right, y'all are going to download 2K18 and play it. Not because 2K18 was a good game, because that's how bad 25 is. Every 2K as of right now is better than 2K25. That's how bad it is. It is the worst product they could have ever released, ever. That's why I'm getting tired of people saying like, oh, but it's only, we can't call it a failure because people are playing it. It's only basketball game. Of course, we're gonna play it, but it's a failure. You see what I'm saying? So, like I said before, bro, if y'all really want to move forward and do better and want 2K to improve, in my opinion, I need some of y'all to start using your voice. Now, I'm not saying you got to be a content creator. What I'm saying is if you really care about the state of 2K's in, then voice your opinion. You see what I'm saying? Going back to these previous games, in my opinion, devs are going to use that against y'all. See, well, Jamin, how you think of that? You got to, if you really love not only gaming, but you grew up watching and being part of the 2K franchise, you got to think of what they're going to say. Like, oh man, like 2K24, y'all hated that one. Now all of a sudden y'all liked it. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, I don't like 24. Do you see me on 2K24? No. I told you the only time I play 25 is when I'm bored. I'm not going back to a game that cost me stress and having me to snap on people. Because like I told you before, it's gonna be the same thing on 24. The same randoms that are bad on 25 are the same ones on 24. It's gonna be the same thing. So there gonna be no difference. Now, if I had a team, right, that's available to me 24/7, then yeah, maybe I would consider it because okay, I'm going back to a game to where I got chemistry with players with. But even if that's the case, I'm still probably not going to play 2K24, right? Because I didn't like what they did. I didn't enjoy the product, and if I don't enjoy the product, I'm not gonna play it. You see what I'm saying? I'm not just gonna. I'm not gonna lie, man. 2K24 was a pretty good game. Like, no, that's no, 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 no. In my opinion, if y'all are new to this channel, you want to know the last 2K that was really enjoyable, that was so-called considered fun, was NBA 2K19. After 2K19, this game was they went on a major downfall. They fell off a major cliff. Okay, gameplay got worse. The online players declined. Age gap, the age gap got worse. Instead of some of y'all probably like, man, you don't like playing with like kids that probably were just being a ball hog and playing weird. But some of those kids are probably better than the old heads that play the game now because a lot of the old heads that play now they play a scared type of basketball instead of an aggressive style that you need to be able to have when you are playing on your own. Because like I told you before, if you're just gonna go in there and play scared, then you might as well not even play. But that's why, like I said, a lot of y'all want to copy builds and things like that. And we already talked about that, which again, appreciate y'all. That video is doing, pretty solid right now, which I'm not surprised because we spoke nothing but facts in that video, right? So, like I'm saying, the player, the age gap, everything has declined all ever since 19. The last time where we had that age there with everybody playing the game, you had, a lot of fun. The game put a smile on your face was 2K19. Parks were active. If you saw somebody with a logo, it meant something. You see what I'm saying? That was the last 2K. You saw somebody with a logo on 2K24, you're not staying by it. There's not gonna be no crowd. That's not happening. You see somebody with a logo on 25, that's not happening. So all I'm saying is, y'all, can we stop taking steps backwards? I just feel like the devs are gonna use it against you guys. Now I will be at a dentist tomorrow in the morning, so by the time I get back, I might stream. I don't know, right? But like I said, I just feel like when you go back to old 2Ks that were not successful, I feel like the devs are gonna use that against a lot of y'all. And like I said, just be honest, some of y'all in this chat right now, you're watching this video, you were one of the ones you didn't like 24, right? Now all of a sudden you go back to it, it's a good game. No, like it's not. I want you to say this. It's not a good game, okay? That's just how bad 25. That's what I want you to understand because I know what the devs are going to probably try to say because a lot of y'all are doing it. A lot of y'all are really going back to 2K24 saying, hey, 24 was pretty good, was solid. You know what I'm saying? Y'all literally messaged me saying, Jay, have you ever when is the last time you played 2K24? I don't even got that on my console. You see what I'm saying? Because I didn't enjoy it. And I'm still not gonna enjoy it. You know what I mean? You know what I do know? That's how bad 2K25 is though. That's what that tells you. When people are going back to games that were not successful, it just goes to show you how much of a failed product and terrible game NBA 2K25 is. That's what that just tells you. But I'm tired of talking in circles. I'm gonna get to a couple of comments and I'm gonna get up out of here. Okay? And I'll probably be able to get to like 3 to 4 comments. All right. So we have a comment from you. We have a comment from NT7. 95 through ball 1 for 8. I'm serious though. And that comment goes back to how some people copying people's builds. You got, and again, this is all talking with the age gap. If you go to random rec right now, whether it's 2K24 or 2K25, right? You're gonna probably have some old dude on your team running point guard with a 95, 97 three ball. And instead of him coming out using the three ball, he trying to just rim run because he's scared to shoot the basketball. And then when the team leave him wide open, he shoot 1 of 8. And it's like, bro, how are you 1 for 8 on a build with a 95 three whole entire time? It's because he's scared to shoot threes, but his build got a 95 three ball. You see what I'm saying? Like, but that right there, that shouldn't happen. But that's what you deal with right now on a 2K24 or 2K25. You see what I'm saying? That's what you deal with right now, right? That's why, like I explained to y'all, I only play the game when I'm bored. I'm not going to play this game like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna be on the stream every night. Like, that's no. This game does not bring me happiness. This game does not bring me joy. This game just brings depression and disappointment. That's what this game brings. That's why you can only play it when you're bored. So therefore, if you like, okay, like I don't really care. You see what I'm saying? Like you're not locked in playing this game. Anyway, let me get to the comment. And I know some of you olders are probably gonna be mad, like, bro, like y'all study dissing the old head community, bro. Well, I mean, a lot of y'all are bad. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of y'all are absolutely terrible. I mean, I'm just call it a bug, bro. Some of these kids are better than y'all, not because of skill, but because it's their mindset. They have a better mindset than y'all. I'd rather be paired with a kid that shoot 4 for 14 than play with a an old head at PG who just want to pass the ball every single play and rely on backdoor cuts. Okay, that's just me because I know the kid is going to at least attempt to utilize his build because he has shooting instead of just somebody going backdoor every play because you have no idea how to utilize your build on offense, right? That's just my take on it though. But now we have a comment from Gotta Be Gaming YouTube 23 hours ago. Problem is, there's too many gamers, not enough hoopers. Folks is lazy, don't want to go through trials and tribulations of making your own builds. People got to realize we all play different. I mean, yeah, you can say that. But like I'm telling y'all, bro, I mean, there's no point to watch a build video, bro. Like it doesn't fix your issues. The reason why people are making builds, why they're watching build videos is because they think because they're struggling that whoever they're watching that build video is gonna their build is going to save them. When the whole entire time is if they just know how to utilize their build. Like I just gave you an example. Like I said before, I would rather play with the kid at point guard who's going to shoot 4 for 14, right? Because at least the kid is attempting to utilize his build instead of playing with the point guard who has 90 plus ball handle, 90 plus three ball, and he's an old head who claim he a pass first player, but don't get wide open shots, don't shoot the ball, right? And go sit in the corner and watch the team struggle. But that is the average play right now in the rec on 24 and 25. So that's what I'm saying. It's not going to fix their issues, but I'll get to the comments. Now we're coming from ATM6. I've been a fan of Downrick's channel since at least 2022. And this is the first 2K I feel that changed him. Dude went from greatest rec random to the greatest dev glazer. Greatest dev glazer is insane, but I got to agree with you. Like I said, it's kind of crazy though. Like, and to see the fact that some of y'all understand what I'm talking about when I was talking, and again, I wasn't even talking about Denver. I'm just saying it's just bad news to see him be what he is now. Like, like some of y'all know, like, bro, that's not. If you go back to 2022 and you say Downwork tweeted this out, you'd be like, nah, that's not Downwork. You see what I'm saying? Because Downwork usually talk about his experience in solo rec and not saying, oh, 2K gonna make they still gonna make the money whether you like it or not. Like Downwork wasn't talking like that. So I'm glad that some people will see it from their perspective as well, and not just me. Because like I said before, like I could tell like when something, you could tell when something off, right? That's like if you know somebody and you realize like, bro, this person's been quiet, and usually they're not quiet. You know what I'm saying? Like something not right, right? So that's how I look at it. But appreciate that comment. So let me go to reply. It's unfortunately true. Hold on. It's unfortunately true. All right. There we go. I need another charger for my controller, by the way, too, y'all. I don't like this stick drift. All right. Um, hold on. All right, let me see here. Let me see if I can get to one more comment, y'all. All right, now we have a comment from Birdman's one day ago. He says, game created for $0 and is killing 2K on viewership. People say it's not 2K's fault that their viewership is trash. I mean, and again, if I don't get to every comment, I'll make another one of these and meaning I'll make another video and we'll read a lot more comments. But I know what you're talking about because I've seen it pop up on my notification. Anybody out there that thinks that it's not 2K's fault to why their views are down, they haven't been around. And meaning when they haven't been around, they don't understand those days of being in a park with somebody that was like a creator and the park was crowded. They don't understand that like it meant something to be known back then. Like if somebody said they had NBA players, right? Like it was different back then because a lot more players are gonna be active and known because the game was fun. To where now, like it don't matter, right? Like I mean, obviously like right now, Solomon, if he streamed 2K25, he'll probably have about 5,000 people watching him. Like he'll probably double the viewership on Twitch for 2K, strictly because people are gonna be like, oh, that's so he a legend to a community. Like I want to see what he up to. But when we talk about these new creators, like somebody said, like new creators, like you could put me in there, right? We're not gonna pull the highest amount of viewership on a live stream strictly because one, we're not a legend yet in the 2K community, and two, nobody enjoys 2K25 or 2K24 to where why would somebody want to watch that when they don't enjoy it themselves? You see what I'm saying? Is what I'm trying to get across here. So I don't know why people keeps thinking like, oh, it's not 2K's fault. It is 2K's fault because if they had a game that was fun and wasn't inconsistent, you would have a lot more viewers in these platforms, right? Especially on Twitch. Twitch used to have for 2K at least 40 to 50,000, even probably more than that. I remember when Flight used to go live playing 2K. I remember when Flight don't even have a logo. Flight parks would be crowded, whether it was the park, whether it was stage, everywhere. Flight he would have a whole place full of people, right? Ready to play. You know what I'm saying? Flight live stream, he probably got over if 2K was in a good spot right now, Flight probably go live on 2K every day, pulling at least 30,000 viewers on Twitch. Live, right? Live. Flight's a legend when it comes to the 2K community, right? So he gonna pull some people, right? But obviously, because nobody likes to play the game, nobody likes the game, the viewership has decreased. And I don't know, like I said, we cannot keep trying to, oh, it's like it's the y'all just not entertaining, bro. Like I said before, do you gotta be entertaining to fall asleep? I done said that in how many rant videos that I made when we talk about 2K. Do you have to be entertaining to fall asleep? And the answer is no. Matter of fact, the answer is hell no, right? So I don't want to hear, oh, y'all just not entertaining. You know what I'm saying? Bro, you don't gotta be entertaining to take a nap. You don't. But guess what? That's got a bigger viewership than NBA 2K24 and 2K25. So what is the reason for that? Exactly my point. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, y'all, like I said, I want y'all to just think about what y'all are doing before y'all, make these decisions. Because like I said before, I feel like I know what the devs are gonna try to use against y'all, bro. They're gonna try to use a lot of against y'all. Like I said, bro. Um, especially if you didn't like 24, right? They're gonna try to say, oh, but didn't you just say 24 was good, right? Yeah, nah, I didn't say 24 was good, but you went back to get 24. See what I'm saying? So I need y'all to understand that we need to take steps forward and not steps backwards, bro. I'm not saying you gotta play 25. Trust me, I don't play 25 like that, okay? I play it when I'm bored, literally, right? But what I'm saying is, if you really want to make a difference in 2K and what's going on, and try to figure something out, and try to get back to where we used to be getting to, which was having fun, then utilize your voice. That can make a big difference. Okay, if we get a lot more creators to utilize their voice, that can make a big difference. Okay, because I know for a fact some of y'all probably still on 24 and you probably still get irritated because the game wasn't good. That's just how bad 25 is, right? And that's all we really got for this video. But I mean, how many minutes we got left? We got about, I mean, that's about it, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I really had to say to y'all. A lot of y'all, like I said, y'all can DM me, ask me questions. Feel free to do all of that. I'll be happy to answer them. And yeah, man, hopefully, we get a lot more people to speak up because, I want to take steps forward and not steps backwards. I'm tired of going backwards and the devs are going to probably try to use this against us, in my opinion, right? So, yeah, man. Hopefully we get some information soon because like I said, I'm pretty sure 2K25 is almost over. If it's season 6 currently, then we have what, 8 seasons? So if you think about it, once season 7, you got one more season left because I think there's only 8 seasons. So y'all gotta think like, bro, time is flying. 2K25 is basically almost over, and a lot of the devs, we want them to come back. Obviously, we shouldn't even have to ask them to come back, right? It's about that time where they're probably gonna make their return, and I feel like they're gonna have things they're gonna try to use against y'all. See what I'm saying? So I just want y'all to, not be made looking kind of crazy out there. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you want to be one of the ones, your voice to be heard and things like that. Trust me, like I said, you don't gotta. I'm not one of those. I'm gonna be professional and super nice. I'm gonna say what I want. Like I said, I want the whole dev team fired, in my opinion, because this game has been a failure ever since next gen has been announced. It's been a failure, right? So in my opinion, they should clean house. I'm not gonna be the so-called you gotta be professional and things like that, right? I'm not gonna be the ones to do that. I'm gonna speak my mind because I'm not happy. This is terrible. This is disappointing, right? I'm not gonna be the ones to where, hey man, I can't say the curse word because the devs ain't gonna like that. Nah, hell nah, I'm a curse. This is bullshit. You know what I'm saying? The game shouldn't be like this. You mean to tell me 2K pulling 5,000 viewers and we still making current gen games and you still have an all-time low on viewers and on these platforms, bro. See what I'm saying? So no, I'm not gonna be nice, okay? But that's my take on it, y'all. Other than that, I'm gonna let y'all get up out of here. And like I said, I'm gonna catch y'all later though, for real. I'm gonna let the rest of these highlights play out, or the rest of these clips play out, and yeah, we'll go from there, y'all. But yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Let me know how y'all feel about this video. Let me know what y'all think needs to happen. Yeah, man. Let me see something real quick. This dude said, I guess people can say your opinion not wrong. Think most people use videos for more of a template than just copy and paste. Well, I mean, if that's the case, and like I said, I'll continue this comment. If that's the case, then you would think they would play better, right? But that's not the case because they even if they doing it for a template, they still gonna play the same. Like if you are making a build because you're missing shots, so say you make a build, but you're missing shots. You don't go on YouTube and type in the best shooting build on 2K25. You try to realize, okay, is it because I ain't got no hot? Like, yeah, we know there's RNG, but maybe you're taking bad shots, right? Trust me, I know there's RNG in the game, right? But maybe you're not taking the right shot. Maybe that's not the right shot for your my player. Okay. I'm not defending Tigger whatsoever because I didn't see how many rants on my channel, right? My whole point is a lot of players are just not it. Okay. I mean, like, just call that what it is. Why do you guys think I don't stream like how I used to? I mean, I don't feel like dealing with it. You see what I'm saying? So therefore, like right now, look at the end of my screen. Look. You see right there where it says labbing, the center, he got 7 points per game and 15 rebounds per game, but look what he shoot from the three. 0%. So I'm gonna give you an example, right? He shoots 0% from three. This now puts his team in a bad spot. Why? Because guess what? Once I see that the center is shooting 0%, he don't gotta be guarded. You can leave him alone, right? Because he's not a threat from outside the paint. So therefore, right, he can't go on YouTube and say he need a new build because it's him. He's the one that's made the build because he's scared to shoot. And that's why some of these people are insides because they're scared to shoot the basketball. They already know they struggle at shooting, so therefore they're going to make a build that's not for shooting and think that's going to fix their problems. When the whole entire time it makes it worse because not only are you out here playing with randoms, but you're out here on a liability. You're making your team going to struggle because you're a non-factor now. You see what I'm saying? But I'll continue this more later on, y'all. Other than that, I'm out. Peace.